ready to roll?
I'm ready to roll. Are we rolling?
We are rolling, man.
We are rolling. I'm rolling down the deep. Break goes down. Call that mental freeze. People talk too much. Put that shit in the oven.
Do you talk to your mom daily?
No.
When you do talk to her, can you tell her Allah Aina? Just yani beni ubena.
You know, it's so close saying Allah Ainha to Allah Ainha.
Why would I say Allah yal'anha l'ummak? I love your mom, man.
I'm just kidding.
Shout out to
like you could. I'm just saying, like it's like 2 letters off.
Ainha yal'anha. No.
Allah Ainha. Allah. Astaghfirullah. All right.
What the hell are you doing, dude?
A stack for Allah. Well, this isn't going into the thing.
Dude, I'm stacking up for Allah, dude. Like, low-key. That's what the mosques be doing. And the churches, but they be stealing.
Oh, God.
All right. Mic check 1, 2. Ahlan wa sahlan bikum once again.
Ahleen wa sahleen wa marhabteen.
2 families, yani ahlan. To this episode of Jalal and Joe's, right? Because you're older. I'm like, I have some respect for you, even though it's my podcast.
Just call it J&J.
No, that's a fucking shitty.
That's a dry cleaner name, right there.
Yeah, dude. Welcome to J&J's, a dry cleaning service. We wash whites. You have stains you cannot mention to your wife on there. Bring it to us. We got you. Benu benak, yani. Do not worry. Do not worry, my friend. I will wash it really good. Your wife will never notice, okay? For big fee, though.
Big fee.
Big fee, yeah.
Dude, there used to be a guy that would get my dad Jaguar tickets. Like there was because my dad did dry cleaning for like 20 some years.
Okay.
Before, they had the seafood thing. But there was this one customer, he would bring like 2 like hampers full of laundry every time.
I thought you were going to say 2 hampers full of tickets. It's like, your dad ain't...
Hell no.
It's like, dude, your dad ain't special. He's just hand those out.
That guy... Damn. Way to make me feel good, proud of my dad. No, this guy used to have like... he would bring like a whole shit ton of laundry every time. And he would come like once a week or something. Dude had money and he was driving... I think he was like a lawyer or something. But anyways, he would come every once in a while and be like, hey, I got extra Jag tickets. And I'm like, my dad was like, yeah, word? And be like 5, 6 tickets at a time.
Dude, I would love to see the Jags fucking blow the lead again. I would love to live so they can see my reaction. Yes, dude.
It's just it's the experience of watching them lose live.
Yeah, but instead of, watching them, see, watching them lose live, you can watch it from the comfort of your home with AC. Because it's 90 billion degrees in Florida right now. You could watch them in AC from the comfort of your own home. You don't have to have...
they don't start football season until like September or something.
It'll still be hot as hell. It's Florida, dude.
The preseason is like hot as hell. And then once they get shit starts like calming down and then it gets cold.
Okay, so you want to sit in the cold and watch the Jags suck ass live?
Better than me sweating my balls off. I'd rather just like
get laughed
put an
at,
extra few
get laughed
on.
at by the bum ass Steelers, bro. Shout out to Pittsburgh. Y'all might be listening. I don't know.
Pittsburgh. Fuck Pittsburgh.
No, man. All the people in Pittsburgh that ride with the Steelers, I'm down, I guess, because that's your city. Rep your city. But all the dick riding fans, like from the Steelers, like they'll be going.
Oh, yeah.
No, but I'll give them props because those motherfuckers travel, dude. They have a really good strategy. The Steelers fans, they'll pack out whatever stadium they go to. The Jags Stadium, we were the only Jags fans in our entire section. Probably in our half of the stadium. The rest were all Steelers fans with the towels. Bro, you remember when Jackson DeVille held out that fucking sign that said the wet towels spread Ebola? You remember that shit?
No, I don't.
It was all over the news. Our mascot, because they do that terrible towel, fucking shit they do. And he said, wet towels carry Ebola. I was going to say COVID. It's the same type of shit.
Yeah.
But wet towels carry Ebola, and they gave us a fine or something. They kicked him off the fucking stage or some shit.
What?
But that shit was hilarious.
That's funny as hell.
So yeah, fuck you guys. You guys are the reason everyone's dying of Ebola. Do you know the way? You remember that shit?
Yeah, the Ugandan knuckles.
Ugandan knuckles. What would a Syrian knuckles sound like?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
Eula, do you know the way? Let me show you.
Do you know the tariq?
The tariq. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here. Before we actually start with 5 minutes of absolute bullshit, everyone's tuned out by now. For the three of you that are still here, shout out. You know who you are. Let's see.
Shout out my baby listening.
Yes, his baby.
Baby.
No.
Oh.
Anyway,
let's bring back Justin Bieber 2012 vibes.
let's not.
That was hilarious. That was like people were shitting on that kid for a long time. That was hilarious. I was shitting on him too.
I mean, Justin Bieber's alright.
I know he got like it's the same thing. It's like he probably got a contract. Somebody was like, "Here's some lines.
No,
Sing this song. It's already whatever. You're already a hit online." So,
bro,
you know how Justin Bieber got famous?
no,
Through a YouTube video.
yeah, you know how Soulja Boy got famous
How?
through YouTube videos.
What?
He was the first rapper to ever post a rap video on YouTube. Like I know he says that, but that was like he was the first person to post a music video on YouTube and
that's like the only genuine thing he can say for real. Like that's not bullshit.
No, he started a lot of shit.
I know he did. Yeah.
He wasn't the first rapper on the internet though. That was Joe Budden.
Budden, really?
Uh-huh. Joe Budden was doing like Joe Budden TV, where like he would be doing like vlogs and shit from like 2008. Like he would be connecting with his fans.
Okay,
like
okay. 2008 is not that old. If you tell me like 2000,
no, but the internet wasn't like that.
YouTube was around in like 1990 something.
No, it wasn't.
Dude, let me look this up right now.
Look it up right now. You're gonna look like a whole idiot, bro. 1990 something. No, the fuck it's not. The internet wasn't even capable of streaming video in 97.
YouTube was like stupid, like small. Like it wasn't like there were the videos they had back then were like GIFs now.
Bro, if look up YouTube, if it says 199, my bad. It's not gonna say 199. It's gonna say 2000 something.
Oh shit.
Stupid ass. Hold up.
Oh shit.
Stupid ass. What does it say?
2005.
Stupid ass. What does it say? Read it again.
No, I'm good.
Stupid at 1990 something, bro. I was running Windows 95. my dad had a computer. I remember that shit vividly, dude. I was in second grade when somebody told me to look up a video on YouTube, and I remember it was like George Bush eats a baby or some shit.
What?
And it was like somebody had edited like George Bush like holding like somebody's child. And he just like bends his hands and like eats it, and it was like the weirdest fucking video I'd ever seen. But that's the first time I'd ever heard about YouTube. I was in like second grade. That was about 2005. But
yeah, I was watching. I can't remember the first time. Like I remember the first time I got into YouTube. Like I started like watching and following other YouTubers and stuff. Probably when I was in 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when I was actually like using a computer for quite a while after school and stuff. I don't think we had a computer for a while. Well, we had a computer, but it was barely functional until we got a functional computer. And then I was like, all right, miniclip.com or whatever.
Oh my God. Don't get started on that.
Dude, you remember Tommy Bird?
Yes.
He was on the same bus stop as me. So he would come over sometimes to my house, because my house is like literally like 30 steps away from like where the bus would stop. So he would come over and we would just like play like miniclip.com and stuff.
Bro, you're crazy, man.
Yeah, he was a cool kid.
Shout out to Tommy, man. That kid was a fucking weirdo.
I mean, yeah, so are we.
That kid's I ain't gonna say it. Never mind, bro. Nah, I ain't gonna put that on him, even though he put that on himself.
People, Tommy and Tommy were really good.
No, he's done some nasty shit. I ain't gonna let you like.
I'm not gonna defend or say anything. All I can say is what I remember of Tommy.
Yeah,
I mean, after I graduated high school and stuff, I disconnected from a lot of people. I lost a lot of people. Like,
all right, this is not the Mini Bird podcast.
The Mini Bird podcast.
Yes. the Mini Clip and Tommy Bird podcast.
What the fuck?
Speaking of YouTube, this is a really good segue. Who were the first Arabic YouTubers that you watched?
FuziTube.
FuziTube can go fuck himself. I want to say that right now. I wish we had a camera right now so I could look this man in his eye and say, I'm genuinely ashamed that I have to share a name with this asshole. Seriously,
I forgot his real name was Yusuf.
Yeah, it's
Joe.
Fusi because his mom used to call him Feswi. You know what my mom used to call me?
What?
Feswi.
Damn, the similarities. Are you gonna tattoo a hairline on your head?
Damn, bro. I'm Fusi Pod.
Bro, do you drink? Yeah, bro.
Do you smoke?
Yeah, bro.
Do you eat pork?
Astaghfirullah, bro. I'm Muslim.
That shit's hilarious. Nah, but I mean, he was all right, and then he just started doing those fucking stupid prank shit, and he went all insane, and he would just do this fuck shit, bro. Like, he would be like, his vlogs would be like, oh my god, guys, should I get a motorcycle? And then it'll be like, guys, I got a motorcycle. And then a week later, oh my god, guys, I crashed my motorcycle. And then it'll be like, hey guys, should I get a tattoo even though it's haram? And then his next vlog will be like, oh my god, guys, I got a tattoo. And then the next 10 videos will be him crying about his tattoo. And then the 11th video will be him getting his tattoo removed. It's like, dude, are you fucking serious? Are you stupid as shit? Are you dumb as hell? And now I just saw him the other day. He's still doing that fuck shit, bro. After
years of...
Bro, he got in a car with like this Drake lookalike, and he was like pulling up to these chicks. He's like, oh my god, dude, it's Drake. It's like, dude, are you fucking serious? You were funny before. I mean, no. Let's give it a bean. You were mid, but you were making decent content. Like,
you his videos. I'll be honest.
You were making content that we kind of gravitated to. You were the first big Arab American dude that was making content for us.
Yeah.
Like, it was something that's like, okay, we're not alone in this experience. Like, being Arab American, that's the whole point of this podcast. Being Arab American is difficult as shit. You're balancing two completely different ideologies.
Yeah. I mean, well, here's the good thing about like nowadays, it's like, you know, there's enough Arab Americans now. It's like there's a bit of a subculture going on.
Yeah, but most of y'all aren't funny.
I'm not saying they're funny. I'm saying there's a subculture in society here in America.
I don't care,
of
bro.
Arab Americans. Like, you go to Michigan and there's like a whole Arab town. Chicago, there's an Arab town.
Yeah.
Like how they have Chinatown in New York and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, they have like, you know,
and shout out to
shops
you guys,
and
man.
stuff. Yeah, shops and stuff, all in Arabic letters and stuff. Like, you know, you have to be able to read Arabic and speak Arabic in order to, you know, be able to talk to these people and order shit and go to these restaurants. So it's like, okay, cool. There's this subculture nowadays. So it's becoming less and less exclusive, you know? It's being more inclusive. Like, there's more and more people gravitating towards it.
Yeah,
like
but
how we have a big Hispanic population here in America now, and there's a big Hispanic subculture now in America, where, you know, broadcasts and TV and stuff like that, they have Spanish channels or Spanish speaking channels, and you know, you could call on helplines and stuff. You know, you press 2 for Espanol. It's like, you know, sooner or later, the Arab culture is going to catch up if it grows like that.
It's not.
You don't have much optimism.
It's not. No fucking way in hell. Okay, let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
Is the distance between Hispanic culture and American culture further or closer together than the distance between Arabic culture and American culture? Because I think
it's further.
Hispanic American culture, they kind of mesh better than our cultures. Our cultures are literally clashing cultures. They literally cancel each other out. On one end, you have very strict, very like, I don't know how to put
conservative.
The culture, not even conservative, it's just a completely different way of thinking. And then you come to America, and that's why, like, all those people in Le Bled, they think of America as like literally fucking Satanville, because you go there and it's literally the exact opposite of everything. Like,
No, they don't think that at all.
What?
They're probably like, it's like, I wouldn't say that. A lot of people like googly eyes over America. Like, they want to come here and make money.
Yeah, because you can do all the shit that you can't do over there.
Exactly.
All the stuff that's taboo over there, you can do here.
I was gonna say like land of opportunity kind of mindset. Like, they are like, oh, America's great. I can go make money. I can go study. I can do, you know, get out of the rice fields, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know, like the just the way of life is different. It's kind of like why a lot of Arabic parents have a problem with like dating Americans or like having relationships with Americans because our cultures don't mix. Like here, over there, there's a family focused culture. Family is first. Family is number one. You literally like bend over and let your family fuck you, and you let it happen because that's your family. Here, it's very individualist.
Yes.
I'm my own person. I do what I want. This is my shit. I can leave my family in the dust if I want, which I won't. But there's that clashing ideal. Because how do I live an American life and still, take care of my parents? How do I don't know, like marrying an American woman, how do you like for us you can bring your parents into your house like when they're older, you just bring them right in. It's not like nobody bats an eye.
Yeah.
That's a fight in an American household. That's a big fight in an American household.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. The main thing that you would have to get out of those two cultures is what are the what are the good aspects of both cultures? Try to take the best of both of them. Like, okay, you're not going to throw your parents in a nursing home. You'll bring them to your home. That's a good Arabic culture. Actually, mostly it's, an Eastern culture.
Yeah.
Everybody, Chinese, Indian, Arab, Russian. I don't know. It's an Eastern thing. It's not a Western thing.
Uh-huh.
That's like, okay, that's a good thing that we do. What's a good thing that they do here? Like they're a little more, I guess, responsible, I would say. They're more honorable in business dealings.
100%.
Y'all
Arabs are sleazy as shit, man. Like somebody needs to come punch y'all in the mouth. I'm dead serious. Some of the shit I've seen, y'all need to lose some teeth over the way y'all treat people. Honestly, 100%. Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No,
I was gonna say it's like now that some of these people are here, they can't pull the same shit that you were telling me that earlier.
You can't give somebody a shawarma and send them home. You know who I'm talking about.
I know.
Yeah, you can't just. It's not le blood. People aren't like starving for food so much that you can just fuck them over and they're like, okay, well, at least I got money. No, you got to pay people their wages because here, it's another thing. I mean, it's different now.
Yeah.
But back then, if we're comparing peak le blood to now, peak le blood, you don't need that much to survive.
Right.
Here, you need you can drown super, super easily.
Yes.
There's no help here.
And foreclosure, whatever.
In Saudi, the price of college is literally fast food sandwich prices, or it used to be. I don't know what it is now, but back then,
it
like
be stupid cheap.
2010, like you could walk in with $5 to get a college education. Like I'm dead serious. $5 American. Go in, get an education. Here, you got to literally destroy your economic wealth. Any sort of credit you have, any sort of anything, to go to university, to do some shit that you might not even, do. Like, it's super easy to drown here. You won't get any help medically. You won't get any help at all. Like, for me, here's a big thing.
Yeah.
My mom and dad, I live in my mom and dad's house. I eat their food. I do this. I do that. To me, as an Arab American, I'm ashamed. That's shameful to me. Because there's the American side in me that says, I need to get it on my own.
You need to find your own place.
If I don't do this, I'm less of a man. If I don't have my own shit, if I don't do stuff on my own, I mean, I'm not, my dad didn't grow up with a dad, so he wants to provide for me so that I never have to, I never have to worry.
Yeah, you never have
to drown. But my dad doesn't get, because my dad had the one thing that I yearn for is that my dad had complete independence. My dad got it out of the mud by himself, and he has that to there's a pride in that.
But here's the thing. It's like, that is an ideal concept. It's not a realistic concept.
Of course.
Like the way they do it overseas is completely different. They help each other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, family helps each other. They do jam'iyyat. They do, other sort of things to okay, one of my dad's sisters, her family is, they're running out of money, or some of their, because they have a farm, some of their crops died or something like that, and so they're in a deficit. So him, his 10 sisters, his 3 brothers, all 14 of them, will do a jam'iyya together, or do a jam'iyya with the husbands of my dad's sisters or something like that, and it helps each other out. They pull money together, and guess what? They're all in their mid 30s and 40s. They should be independent by now, but they still take help when they need it from family.
That's the way it works, bil blood. Now let me tell you how it works over here. In America, Arab, this is my own experience, so nobody can argue this shit. I've seen this shit with my own eyes. Arab here, if you ask for help, they will help you to get help from you later. That is the only reason that they'll help you.
Favor for a favor.
Favor for a favor. And they'll be like, la, ala rasi, I'll do it, whatever. And then they come back. Hey, remember when I did that shit for you? Now you need to do something for me. I hate that shit. So you know what? I don't want to be attached to any of these people.
No. The borrowing money, business dealings, anything that has money involved, you have to write it down. On
100%. Yes.
Yeah. And they do not like it when you write it down.
Of course, because then they can't fuck you over.
Exactly. One of my uncles borrowing money from my mom a few years back or something like that. My mom wrote that shit out and said, here, sign here. And then she pulled me over. She's like, here, you sign here as a witness.
Because your mom is American and she knows how that shit goes.
Not only that, this is a Islamic concept. There is no business dealings that you can do without writing it down. There has to be a business contract. You cannot take word of mouth, because word of mouth does not hold up.
That's a game of telephone.
Exactly. So a lot of the business dealings that people do word of mouth, to what we consider, is haram. In the business aspect, in the Islamic aspect of it. So it's like, in
the common sense aspect.
So it's like, okay, you tell me 50-50, now you're giving me 70-30, or you're giving me 30% and you're taking 70. It's like, okay, what the fuck? It's like, okay, well, we didn't write it down, so they could switch around however they want. So there should be no room to fuck one or the other over.
Here's another thing that America does to Arab like us. It makes you see the world completely pessimistic. Well, at least for me, it opens my eyes a little bit. Like all the shit that you used to love overseas, like the family and all that. When you come here, you realize how much of a burden it is, and how much people complain and they latch on to you, and everyone's dependent on other people, and nobody gets it by themselves. For example, my dad will hate if he ever hears this story, but it's a really relevant story. I have to tell this.
Yeah.
My dad's dad, or my grandfather, passed away. My dad didn't have anyone to raise him. He passed away when he was a year old. Okay. And all his uncles went and they, started caring for him, whatever, the way uncles do.
Yeah.
Whatever. My dad grows up, comes to America. They call him and they hold it against him. Bilumu aleh.
Yeah.
They say, hey, remember when we did this? Remember when we did that? And they start asking him for money. And if you ask my dad for money, that's cool. If you're asking for help, don't dangle something over. Like, my dad will do it because it's like, oh, that's family. For me, I don't know what I would do, honestly. And I'm not going to say it on here because I don't know who's listening. But
to me, yeah.
Somebody's getting hurt if you do that to me. Yeah. That's disrespectful. That's unbelievable. Are you kidding me?
In that situation, them doing what they did for him was their responsibility, not a favor.
They looked at it as a favor.
They looked at it later as a favor.
No, they knew the whole time they were going to get something out of him eventually. Because my dad was the only one that he was smart. He went to college. He did all that. He was the only male that came out of that thing at the time. So
out
they
of that
said,
atmosphere,
okay, yeah, let's butter him up so we can fuck him later. And they do it all the time. They would come, instead of staying at a hotel, they'd stay at our house. Who has to give up their bed? Me. That's not my problem. I didn't agree with these fucking assholes. That's your family. That's not mine. When were they my family? They never called. They never do anything. They never do that unless they need something. And then they come rape us. That's unbelievable. That's stupid. And my dad says, oh, take it. Masihiyya, that's what Jesus wants. That's what that. To hell with that, man. That's my American side. And that's why now I'm thinking I'm way more American than I am Arab. Way more. Like
I feel it.
My American side comes all the way out when that shit happens. I'm violently American about a lot of things.
Violently American.
Yes. Like people say violently American where it's like the eagle and the donut burger and all that. Like,
America.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. Don't stay in my house. Don't ask me for any favors. I want a house by myself with 20 acres of land. If anyone trespasses on my property, you're getting the shit beat out of you. Okay. I'm violently
Covered by
American.
an electric fence.
Yes. I don't want any of you fucking Arab immigrants to come to my house and ask me for shit when I've never met you a day in my life. Ibn Amkhal Imjid Sittag. No, none of that. I don't know you, okay?
Yeah. I've had that experience with with some cousins overseas. It's like, can you get me this and can you
Who are you again?
Yeah. Some cousins I knew for a while. I only have a few cousins that I actually talk to that are still overseas because when they talk to me, they just want to see how I'm doing. Just open a conversation. Hey, how's work? How's your, you started your own business, whatever. Look what I'm doing. Like I have my other cousin that does AC. I've told you about him.
Yeah.
Like he's just happy to show me his work and happy to see my work because we do the same thing, just in different parts of the world. And he's just, like I get happy when I see him text me. And so it's like I like to respond and I practice my Arabic with him and he practices his English with me. Like we go back and forth and we understand each other. There's only a select few of cousins that I actually talk to overseas.
See, that's lucky you. You have cousins your age, around your age, people you get along with.
This guy is almost 40.
Doesn't matter. You have one of your cousins that you can talk to. All my cousins are either all my like actual cousins, like my mom's and dad's like sibling. Well, my dad doesn't have siblings. But my mom's siblings are way younger than me. Way younger than me.
Yeah.
And the ones that are, I only had one kind of distant cousin or two of them. I don't want to throw them under the bus. Shout out to them. But their parents went through a nasty divorce. We don't talk anymore. One of them is an idiot. And one of them I talk to every once in a while.
Yeah.
But I don't connect with them anymore. There's no real connection. I go to Canada.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Canadians that listen to this podcast. I see y'all.
Hey.
Except my cousins. If you're listening to this, honestly, turn this off. Honestly. I want none of my family hearing this shit. And if y'all hear this and y'all want to fight over something, I'll pay for your ticket to come beat your ass. Honestly. I got money saved up, dude. I will pay for you to come get the biggest ass whooping of your life. Okay. Nah, man, this shit gets me upset. Because they want to come. I go to Canada.
He's hot.
I go to Canada and my dad's cousin's talking shit about my dad. Like, I'm not going to smack the shit out of this motherfucker. Smack the toupee straight off his head, bro.
Toupee.
Just because my dad is sweet. My dad isn't sweet, but just because my dad doesn't want to say anything to you because he loves you, whatever. I don't have any of that kind of love. I'm not my dad. It's my favorite. I want to get that engraved on my tombstone. I am not my father. My dad is kind and he is patient and all that, and he lets everyone and Jesus and all that. I'm not my father. No way. If somebody calls from Canada right now and says, hey, I'm dying, send me some money through the Cash App, hanging up right away. I don't know you. Who are you? My uncle. I don't even talk to my uncle. It's my mom's brother. We used to be Horani term. Plezan bilbas. We used to be two asses in one underwear. That's how close we were, okay?
Good God.
And I love Hauran, man. We have the best analogies. Plezan bilbas. Okay.
That's hilarious.
And he changed up and he only called me when I would call him on the phone. First thing out of his mouth, what do you want? No hi, no hey, how you doing? I'm just checking on him. You know what? Now? What happens? When he calls for no reason, calls like once every 6 months, every time some shit happens, what do you want? First things out of my mouth. I don't want to know hi. I don't want to know how you're doing. I don't care about how your kids are doing. I don't care about any of that. What do you want? Because that's what it is in America. America has turned these Arabs into what do you want ass Arabs. What do you want? What do you need? There's no family. There's no nothing. If there is family, they're doing it for an ulterior motive. I don't play that at all. My family, I've picked my family. Shout out to Dre, shout out to Carlos, shout out you, shout out Dalton. That's my family. That's who I consider my family. My ride or die. These are
me up for that, man.
These are the people that I love like family because they are my family. I've disowned my family. My family was not there when I needed them. Lord knows I needed family. You have cousins to talk to. I didn't have a single soul.
I have cousins that I can talk to, but I don't. I mean, it's not, I don't want to. That's the thing about me. I don't like asking for favors. I don't like asking for money. There's only one cousin that I was actually, confident in asking for money and paid him back.
But why don't you?
Why don't I?
Why don't you ask for favors?
Well,
you personally.
Personally, me, I don't even like to ask for my check at work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just don't like relying on anybody else. I'll ask my mom, I'll ask my dad.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, like, asking them, I think about it 400 times before I ask them.
Mm-hmm.
And, the only, thing about like asking for money from my mom and dad, of course, before, it's like, well, what do you need money for? You're living with us.
That's what I'm saying.
No, what do you like? That's like asking parents is different than asking somebody who doesn't live with you or never lived with you.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
No, but at your core, why do you not ask for favors? I just want to see if my reasoning is different than yours to see if I'm nuts or not.
Personally, I'm shy of asking money from anybody.
Fuck money.
I feel like
fuck money, favors, period.
Favors, money, same thing kind of.
Okay, well,
to me,
go on then.
it's like, for me, it's like, okay, and I'm too shy to ask, or I feel like, it's an out thing, I guess, the out side of me. It's shameful to ask. And I know there's like 4 or 5 people that will be, glad to help me just to help me. Yeah. And I've asked one of them to help me just to help me. And I'd never heard the story about it again. Like he kept it a secret with me. He helped me out without question. He didn't ask me what this was for. He didn't ask me for, how long until I get it back or anything like that. He said, here, take this, pay me back when you can. And he's like, yeah, you know him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say his name, but you know him.
Yeah.
I'll let you know who it is after.
No, that's my man's, right?
That's your man's.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the other man's.
Oh, shiny head man's?
Half shiny head.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, man. We got to identify your cousins by how bald they are. We have full head.
I don't even talk to him that much. But, I see him sometimes. I talk to him sometimes. And he's always like, hey, what's up, cousin? How you doing? And he's only been here for like 5 years. And he's somebody from the Blad that is like so kind-hearted and so honest.
That's because this Blad hasn't fucked him over yet.
I think the situation with my dad and his cousins and that family aspect, like the fucking ended at a certain point. And so when he came, they're doing their own thing. Those 2 guys. Yeah. They're doing their own thing. They're doing their own shtick. Yeah. And, when he came, he just came to work and built up his work. I don't think he got into any partnerships with anybody except for his twin, for lack of better terms.
And plus, I think once you get to a certain age, like if you immigrate here older, you keep your values. But like for somebody like you and me that grew up here that have to develop values, we're developing values on 2 like completely different cultures. And we're building our values on those. So that's why for me, I feel like my values are like literally split in the middle, like super jagged. Like for me.
Yeah. There's certain aspects of the Arab values that we keep. and there's certain aspects of the American values that we keep.
There are Arab values that I've dropped completely. For example, the shameful shit. Do you know what I think the shameful shit is for? And I'm completely pessimistic. You guys can, whatever, Joseph's a hater, Joseph's an asshole.
What?
I think that Arab shameful shit was a way to keep people from getting their money. Like, they would steal from people like that. Don't ask for your money. Don't do this. Don't beg for your check. Don't do all that. No. I love my boss.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't pay me Friday and he doesn't pay me Monday, I'm getting on his ass. Because I'm American. I need my money now, dude. And I've been fucked multiple times on money.
Yeah.
So I'm making sure I get my money. It's not a him thing, because he's distrustful too. You know why? Because he came to America at our age. At a time where you're building your values, you're building who you are as a person, and you're seeing that the grass isn't green over there, and the grass isn't green over here. You're just surrounded by yellow grass.
Yeah. No, for him, that's why he stopped dealing with other Arabs.
Exactly. I hate dealing with Arabic people. Arabic
he hates
people
it just as much as you.
No, Arabic people want to pull the Arabic card, like the brother card. Dude, I don't consider my family. You want to pull the Arabic card on me? Are you serious? You know who the worst offenders are? The Lebanese.
Really? I didn't know that.
The foreskin of Syria want to come to me and talk about. Look at it. Google the picture of Lebanon and Syria. It's
my
right there.
God.
And shout out to the Lebanese, man. But y'all be acting stupid as hell. Y'all want to be white so bad, but it's all good.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they want to say bonsoir. Motherfucker, rinse your mouth out. Your Arabic is coming out weird.
Bonsoir? What is that, French?
Yes. That's the joke. Thanks.
Thank you for coming to Joe's TED Talk, because I don't know where this joke is going. Anyways.
Yeah, dude, this shit just upsets me, man. It's like you're building your values on two completely different, things.
Cultures.
Two opposing cultures. They fight each other consistently. They are exact opposites, whether you agree or not.
In what aspects are they exact opposites?
If an Arab American goes to the blood and he starts acting the way that I do, they're going to look at me stupid, because I don't do the shit. I'm not shameful about nothing. I don't hold my tongue. I don't do certain things that Arab do. I don't you're not supposed to get upset. You don't shout. You don't this. You have to be quiet. But you have to go to Yuzur everybody. You have to go to their house. Ahlen u sahlen u kifak u shu akhbarak.
Well, I mean, okay. I'll play devil's advocate for this. That, in a sense, I feel like is just a cultural level of respect that Arab have over America. You know?
But it's forced respect. I'm forced to give somebody respect that I don't respect. And I have to do all this, I remember getting slapped for having my back turned to somebody, sitting down. And it's like, dude, how the hell am I supposed to know that? I'm from America. And I can't help the way I'm sitting. You guys arranged the chairs this way, and I just happen to sit down. And all of a sudden I get slapped and yelled at and screamed at because I'm turning my back to somebody. Dude, are you serious? I'm not talking to the person.
Well, that's not how you're supposed to teach respect anyways. That's a fault on them.
Yeah, but that taught me, okay, you guys are some assholes, and you guys care more about the ritual than you do about the actual respect.
But I feel like that's one thing that Arab respect does miss. It does miss it misses the respect of the youth.
Well, the youth, they don't.
It's always, respect the elderly, but the elderly do not respect us in return. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's why fuck them, I don't care if you're 80 years old. If you're a dickhead, I'm not going to respect you.
Like me personally, I don't respect people because they don't give me respect. I respect people because I don't want to lose that value of myself.
Mm.
Because for me, it's not respect for them. It's respect for myself. It's me holding my composure whenever, some ignorant shit happens. Mm-hmm. And whenever ignorant shit happens, instead of me, I'll try to get up and walk away. Sometimes, if it's something I can't get up and walk away from, then yeah, I'm going to start biting back. Mm-hmm. and that's something that I would do, towards people that are closer to me. It's like, okay, you're disrespecting me. Don't make me bite back.
No, in Arabic culture, they teach you to just be all bark and no bite. Whatever happens, you just got to sit there and take it. You got to scream and just and eat all that. I don't know, dude. It's just, I see the way they move, and they move so stupid. Like family, that's the one thing for me. I think family rubs me the wrong way. Family is allowed to completely just rape you completely.
Well, that's the thing. The closest people to you are always the ones most capable of hurting you. Because a stranger is not going to be like, if a stranger comes up to you and be like, fuck you, you're fat, or something like that,
Yeah.
or fuck me, I'm hairy,
Yeah.
or some stupid shit.
You should write that on your forehead.
Fuck me, I'm hairy.
Yes. Title of the podcast right now. No views.
If a stranger comes up and disrespects you, it's like, okay, I don't know you.
Whatever.
Fuck off. Yeah, whatever. You brush it off. It's like, that was weird. Mm-hmm. But if it's somebody you've known for so long and somebody you see every day, like brothers, parents, siblings, uncles, whatever, and they do that to you, it cuts deeper.
Yeah, like
because it's like, the closer you are to somebody, the more vulnerable you're, and you're going to end up. It's a human fact. Mm-hmm. The more vulnerable you'll end up being. Not closer in blood relation, because it's like, if a cousin of mine from overseas disses me or something like that, it's the same to me as a stranger dissing me. It's going to be like, I don't really know you.
I don't give a shit about you.
Exactly. But if it's somebody that's over here that I see constantly, or I see frequently, and some of them that I hang out with or something like that, it's gonna be like, what the fuck, dude?
Mm-hmm. Like for me, you're supposed to be my family. If you treat me a type of way, I'm gonna take that I'm gonna take that with complete disrespect.
And I'm gonna make a note, especially people you share laughs with.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you can share a laugh with somebody, it's a closer bond.
Well, for me, it's even worse. It's for somebody I should be sharing laughs with. Like my uncle. If my uncle were to say some shit to me, I'd be like, well, how dare you? Like, if you want to say some shit like that to me, be an uncle. Be an aunt. Be a relative. Be a cousin. Don't talk. Once you do that, you can say whatever the hell you want to me. Like my aunt. Like, that's what pisses people off about me. That's why nobody invites me to any functions anymore. Because, I go and I walk in, and the first thing my aunt says is, wow, you got fat. I'm like, what? Like the very first thing out of your mouth, Mafi, hi, ahlen, kifak, shawara, first thing out of your mouth. So the first thing out of my mouth is, you're the one to talk. And everyone goes quiet. Because I'm supposed to take that as this little, runt. And my aunt's supposed to just say whatever the hell. And
exactly. That's what I was mentioning before. The elderly, the elders not respecting the youth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, is that your third plate? Is that your third divorce? All of a sudden, the whole shit goes quiet.
It's like one of those memes on Twitter, the Thanksgiving dinner.
Exactly, dude. My family doesn't even do Thanksgiving because everyone we used to do Thanksgiving. It used to be awesome.
We don't do Thanksgiving because we're not used to doing Thanksgiving. We tried doing Thanksgiving one time. Let me tell you what happened.
Go ahead.
I think we stopped because my grandma, she tried to cook 2 turkeys.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they both came out dry, so.
Now, we stopped because one person would fight with another, and then they said, well, I'm not coming. And eventually it was just us.
And I don't know. My family over here in America, I feel like they're pretty tight. They're like, they don't, I mean, I don't know what the situation is with the, the older generation, like my mom and her sisters and brothers.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how their relationships are. I know my mom talks to her sisters all the time. One of my uncles stays with us every once in a while. And so it's like, okay, family is pretty close on my mom's side. I feel that. I don't know how. Like I said, I don't know what the relationship with my uncles and aunts are like with each other, but they don't project their discomfort with each other onto us. Onto the younger generation. Like,
yeah, of course.
If my mom and my uncle were fighting or something like that, or having a big argument about some shit, my uncle's not going to start talking to me disrespectfully because I'm her daughter. I'm her son.
Yeah.
No. Like they won't. And I guess I feel like that's the reason, because they were all raised here.
Yeah.
My mom and her siblings were all raised here.
Not even that. I think, and we can end this here because I don't want to be the grumpy man podcast, okay? Everyone's like, oh, Joseph's just angry. And that's the way I'm personified, and I hate that. Yeah. Like, literally, I'm just angry man. I'm always angry about something. I'm always sad about something. That's the way everyone looks at me. And if that's the way you feel, then you obviously don't know me that well.
Well, here's the thing.
Because I'm fucking hilarious.
Dude, you make me shit myself sometimes. I don't know. I'm trying to say some shit. I can't think of it. But
well, telling somebody that you make them shit themselves isn't the best. You're just adding on to the point that I'm always angry,
making me piss myself. I don't know, dude. I don't know. My mind is just too focused on the conversation, trying to say some funny shit, and it's not coming out right. But I like, you have your own person. Like, I don't view you as always. Like, I feel like that's just a Joseph thing. Like, and that you're like, I take you as you.
Nobody's going to listen to what I have to say unless I throw it in their face. That's what I learned as an American. As an American, you have to have a loud voice. Like, if you talk to anyone from the UK, anybody from Australia, shout out Amanda, shout out to all the UK peeps. I know we have a few UK listeners.
What's
shout
up,
out to
y'all?
you guys. Hello, governor. Anyway,
hello, governor.
Yeah, they're instantly nobody from the UK. Everyone's throwing their computers out the window.
Jalal and Joe's podcast is blocked on all UK European platforms.
In the rubbish bin. Rubbish. Rubbish is hilarious. Rubbish sounds like adorable. We're just like trash. Like that shit is like actually trash. They're just like, oh, it's a little bit of rubbish. No, but anyway, what the fuck was I talking about?
I forgot what the fuck. You have to be loud.
Yeah, you have to be loud. That's something. Oh, yeah, if you talk to the UK, talk to Australia, all the voices are flat like this. Like, they don't have to project themselves. They don't do that. But in America, everyone projects themselves, Because
everybody talks loud.
Yeah, because you have to be heard. Nobody's going to listen to you. Nobody cares what you have to say. And I have to be abrasive because, to me, I feel like Arab Americans have been doing some bullshit for a really long time, and nobody's been calling them out on it. Like, who's going to call out the one dude that we're talking about for fucking over his employees? Like, he's in the blood. Nobody. Unless somebody with some balls has to do it, And I feel like my balls are pretty large, And I have something to say.
You put my balls and your balls together?
We're not doing that. Why do you always say some gay shit? Oh, it's Pride Month, so, maybe it could happen.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Patreon. No, we're not doing that.
What?
We're not putting our balls together for the Patreon.
I thought we were putting our balls together to shout out, like, call him out.
No.
I want to call him out. I've been wanting to call him out for a while.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to say I've wanted to put our balls together for a while.
No! All right, that's it for this podcast, boys and girls.
My bad, y'all. But anyway, the whole point is, I think the internet is the main reason, because even people our age in the blood, they don't think the way that the old people used to, because the internet, you're being exposed to all these different cultures.
All these different mindsets, and it kind of melds into one.
And you realize how ignorant and stupid a lot of the cultural aspects of Arabic is. And it works if you're just, in
landlocked.
Yeah, you're in fucking Aghraba, you're in the middle of the Mizra for the rest of your life. It works like that. But open your eyes to the whole world, your thinking sucks. And there's no way, like, if it wasn't for the internet, how would any of these Arab Americans know that you can make money on the internet? There's no way. My dad still sees this as a joke. This is a real business. I make money off this.
Yeah.
So, like, that sort of mindset has disappeared. It opens your mind to a lot of things. So there's a lot of good, there's a lot of bad with both. But, I mean, I don't know.
For me, like, okay, both the cultures that we have good and bad in them. Both of the ones that we share have good and bad in them. We need to cleanse it. We need to take what we think is good out of both cultures and apply it to our own lives.
Well, depends on what you think is good and bad.
Like, okay, I like the fact, like, Arab culture. I like the fact that when somebody comes over to my house, I feel the need to give them food,
of course,
and stuff like that. And I like it when I go to somebody's house, like, you know, they give me stuff. I won't ask for it. I am never gonna ask for it.
You want some rum?
Yeah. Word.
Stacks for Allah, man.
Stacks for Allah. No, but you know, I like, you know, somebody invites me over for dinner and stuff like that. I know American people do that. They don't do it as much as we do.
Hey, arguing over the bill is the dumbest shit ever. I learned that sometimes you just got to let motherfuckers pay the bill.
Well, yeah. I argue sometimes.
I'm not going to lose an eye over a $10 bill, okay?
Me and you, we do that shit, but to a lighter extent.
No, we do it as a parody of our own culture.
I don't think of it as that. It's like, okay, like when we eat out, it's like if I have money to pay for both of our meals or for, you know, all of us sitting down, I would love to pay for you guys.
Okay.
I genuinely feel like because you guys are my brothers.
If we go 4 rounds of no me, no me, no me, are you going to pull a knife out and start fighting me?
No.
Then it's a parody of our culture because they literally, I've seen people fist fight over this shit.
No, at that point, you know what that is?
It's stupid.
Arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, if you're going to fight over the bill, then that means you want to show you can pay.
Well, that's the whole point of the freaking
showing.
debate.
That's showing off.
That's the entire point of that little exchange. No, you pay. I'll pay. No, I'll pay.
To me,
that's the entire point of the exchange. That's why I don't take it seriously. My favorite shit to do is if I know I don't motherfucker's broke as shit, I go no you and he go or no me and then he goes no me and I dip. You got it, bro. But he don't got it. And then he'll go, wait, come back. And then he looks stupid as hell. I said,
sometimes I'll look at you and I'll be like, hey, do you want to split it instead?
Don't play.
Or hey, can we do individual checks?
Don't play the no me game if you can't win the no me game.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm never going to offer to pay if I can't pay it myself.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't want to put it on a credit card and be oh shit, I have to pay this $100 bill by the end of the month.
You ever done that shit where you go no me and it works and then the card declines?
Oh my God.
Hey y'all,
I think this probably happened to me. I can't remember vividly, but that probably happened to me a long time ago. It's like I didn't realize I didn't have enough money in the bank.
Yeah.
And you know, and it was like, okay, now I learned my lesson to where if I want to pay, I need to make sure I have the money in order to do so. Otherwise, shut my mouth. You know, I'm not going to argue if I don't have the money because
here's a rule. Here's a rule because my uncles have broken all this rule, and I'm shouting you out, and I'm looking at you dead in the eye right now. Just pull out. I know you have a picture of me somewhere. I want you to look dead into the windows of my soul when I tell you this shit. Okay. Do not go out to eat with us if you do not have the money to go out to eat by yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. My uncle's done that shit mad times. He'll come leech off of us. He ain't got no money. He knows he doesn't have money. He'll go and he'll do a 1 round of the no me.
Yeah.
And then my dad will get it because my dad, he'll like, okay, you got it. Like he's like he was trying to win. It's like, no, motherfucker, I see you. I seen to your wallet when it fell out of your pocket. Mad empty. Thinnest wallet I ever seen in my life.
That should be flat as a motherfucker.
That's a wallet with 1 L. Wale. Dude, Wale.
Girl, the way you move it.
Got me in a trance. DJ turn me up. Shout out Wale, man. Underrated ass rapper. But
I loved a lot of his songs.
He be in his feelings, though. That's all good.
Tell me how you get that way.
Okay, so before we got into that literal hour rant.
Was that literally an hour?
Just about.
Damn.
The whole point that I was getting to is that on YouTube, the Arab Americans that were on YouTube, Yusuf was the first one that I'd ever seen. He wasn't really that funny, but it was like a...
it was enjoyable at the very least.
No, it was just like okay, like this guy is... Like he
gets what I get.
He kind of relates to what I'm doing, even though he's doing some fuck shit. He does what... The one person I can relate to, and I want to give him the biggest shout out in the world. I love this guy, okay? The father of potatoes himself, bro.
Oh, God, yeah.
Shout out to Abu Batata, man. He was supposed to send me his single, but he didn't, and I'm pretty bummed about it. But I know he's busy.
It's okay. You try.
Nah, bro, he's too busy toting the AK, fighting for Palestine. I see you, bro. Shout out to you.
Let's go.
And
Shout out Abu Batata.
Abu Batata, dude.
Father of potatoes.
That Arab driving school shit has me rolling to this day, dude. That's the first one after. I thought he was like Fusi or some shit. Like I was just in the recommended videos.
Yeah.
And it said Arab driving school because Fusi used to name his shit the same type of way. It would be like Arab pranks part 1, or Arab driving school, whatever. So I looked at it and he's teaching his black friend how to drive.
Oh God.
And he's in the whole getup, bro.
The whole jalebi and everything.
And he's like, "Oh, how are you doing? How are you doing?" He's like, he like walks up to him and he starts kissing him. He's like, "Oh, hey, what the fuck?" And so he goes, "Put it in the R. Now make it back.
Now make it back."
Put the prindle in the D. Put the prindle in the D. Put the prindle in the D. D the donkey. Enter donkey, a melek. Put it in the D."
You know who I really got into for a while? He's not Arab American. He's Punjabi.
Oh, fuck him.
No, he's pretty cool. He's still pretty cool. And he's actually funny. Just Rain.
Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
You know Just Rain.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's actually a funny dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched a lot of his videos.
No, but you know what it is for me?
Yeah.
A lot of Indian Americans are funny. They know how to be funny.
Yes.
Arab Americans, 90% of y'all are trash. I want to let y'all know right now. Quit YouTube right now. My man Abu Batata, shout out to him. I don't want this to be a dick riding episode, but he ruled YouTube.
I mean, we were just talking about putting our balls together.
Yes. all Arabic men are low key, like they have that gay shit with them, especially if they're fresh off the boat.
Yeah.
Bro, you ever hung out with Arabic dudes
Yes.
and like you realize why you don't hang out with Arabic people? Motherfuckers be like, "Hey, Habibi," they start grabbing your ass and shit. I'm like, dude.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they start like wanting to make out with you and shit, like trying to touch on your balls. Like, dude, what the fuck are y'all doing, bro?
And it's like sarcastic homosexuality.
It's like, dude, I know the most you've ever seen of a woman is an ankle, but chill the fuck out, my guy.
No,
you're in America now. You can see titties.
I'm gonna coin that phrase.
Go ahead.
Arabic sarcastic homosexuality.
No, it's just that
it's literally sarcastic because I know these gays are not.
these gays are not homo. Yes,
I know these guys are not like homosexual. They're just like.
Well, how do you know?
I don't fucking know. They're just horny as fuck.
Nah, bro. They sometimes take that shit far enough to where I'm like, I don't know, man.
All right, dude, you gotta chill.
Y'all are extra sus, bro. Like they'd be like dead ass.
Put
like,
a donkey in front of he'll
like
fuck it.
fake making out with each other. They're like penetrating each other, but they forget to say no homo, and then the shit's a problem. It's like,
okay. Some of like the memes that come from overseas, like Arab memes, are hilariously like gay as fuck.
Actually, the exact moment that I knew that I was Arab American, like for real, is hanging out with these fucking Arabs, man. It's like I do not vibe with these motherfuckers.
Okay, here's two sides of this. One, the stupid gay jokes that they always make.
Yeah.
Especially the younger generation of dudes. Mm-hmm. And two, the flip side of it is like the over affectionate side. Like they are like, okay, like whenever they greet each other and stuff, it's like kefak habibi and stuff like that. And because there's that Arabic culture, like even the older generation are like this.
If you call
where they'll put your hand on your thigh and it's fine. It's not considered gay, or they'll hold your hand or something like that.
Son, that's how 80% of pornos start. Okay.
You know, you have an American dude go overseas and hang out with a bunch of Arab dudes that are, you know, they're not like stupid or anything. They're just chill dudes. Like even the chill dudes, like that's how they are. It's like it's not considered, you know.
They point with their middle finger and shit, like just little shit.
I remember hanging out with like one of my cousin's friends or something like that, doing donuts in the fucking soup.
Yeah,
it's so hilarious, dude. They would do donuts in the roundabout with like 40 cars. I'm like, oh shit! But it was cool. I was 12. Anyways, you know, and I'll just be hanging out with them, and they loved me. They were like, "Dude, this kid is fucking awesome," you know. And they would like practice English with me. They play cards and stuff. They weren't like stupid and shit, you know, with the gay jokes and all that. But you know, he'll put my hand on my thigh and be like, "Habibi, when you get married, you will see," or Habibi, this car costed me whatever, and Anas, I've known him for so long. Those kind of sentimental.
Yeah.
When they get sentimental, it is. I'm trying to funnel that word out of my mouth. When they get sentimental, or when they get, they get touchy.
Don't
and
touch
it's
me.
Normal for them.
Attention,
and it's not normal here.
PSA, don't touch me. I'm American, all right? If y'all want to call me American, that's cool. If y'all want to take away my Syrian citizenship that I still have, by the way, that most of y'all motherfuckers still don't have, you can take it away if you want. Don't touch me, bro. I don't like being touched. That's my no-no square. I am my no-no square. Do not touch me.
And do you guys have that ada in your family? Like you give, the kiss on the cheek and stuff like that? Lama tsalmu?
I stopped doing that shit.
Your family does it though. I'm not saying you. I know you stopped a lot of shit.
No,
I'm saying your family.
My mom and dad don't do it that often anymore. Like we do it during like special events. Like if you get married, I'm gonna do that because that's like that's how like okay, like this is for real.
That's the sentimental affection.
That's some Arab shit. But I'm not like when somebody comes over and they do it to they do it now. Before I used to not be as like I didn't used to think about it as much, but now I think about it, I'm like, what? Or no, one time, have you ever done it and then like people look at you stupid? Because I remember my this is exactly why I stopped doing it. Like my uncle's wife, she we consider her like part of the family because she's married into the family.
Yes.
So when she had her kid and she came home, Mabruk, Salim Alaiha, whatever, I went to go do it and she looked at me stupid as hell and she pulled away. And I said, okay, then none of y'all consider yourselves family. Well, so I just stopped doing it completely.
For us, we don't do it to the Niswan.
No, I mean for us,
we don't sell them like handshake or anything.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so we don't. I mean,
I don't. If a woman is wearing a hijab, I don't even try to look at her because that's the whole point of the hijab. You're not supposed to look at them. You just bow, give them some respect, and dip.
Yeah, but for us, but at least look at her when you're talking to her. Don't be like head down. Yeah, so I was at work the other day.
No, I don't try to talk to them at all. Like there's a reason you're wearing a hijab. I'm cool. There's no reason for me to be talking to you unless I need something or you need something from me. And I'm keeping it.
Some Muslim families, some people would be like, yeah, that's a good reason.
Do you know why? I remember one time in Syria, I'll never forget this shit. We were playing hide and seek, and it was me, my friend Ali, and his little sister. And I ran and hid, and his little sister got scared that she was gonna be found, and so she went. I was hiding behind this door that was in a landfill, whatever.
Yeah.
And she went and hid next to me.
Yeah.
And I guess he saw, and he ran and told his mom, and his mom dragged me out and beat the shit out of me, and I didn't even do anything wrong.
Really? Oh.
So they're like, no, don't touch the girls, whatever. So now, if I see a woman, especially a Muslim woman, I don't want to look at her. I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to do anything. Because that's a problem. To me, psychologically.
Danger zone.
There's no reason for me to be talking to you. There's no reward for me to talk to you. There's no reward of me looking at you. There's no reward. There's only somebody coming to me. Is there a problem? Is there this? Is there that? Unless you ask me for something, I'm keeping it as brief as possible. Salaam alaikum. Dipping.
With Arab, male and female relationships and friendships and stuff like that, it's a very touchy subject.
That's translated to me negatively. That's an Arabic side that I wish I could get rid of that I can't. I'm terrible with women. Because in our culture, you're not even allowed to, you're not supposed to be talking to women, period.
Yeah.
There's no reason for you to be talking to women. So now, trying to have relationships and friendships and all that with women is insanely difficult for me.
That is one of the things that does bother me too.
Insanely difficult.
And not just as, not just as an Arab American, but as a Muslim too. It's like some of these families, you can't see women anywhere. No family, no function, not family functions. No, conventions or anything like that, or anything like weddings and stuff that have to be separated and stuff. It's like, okay, if you're a Muslim mom or a Muslim parent that's trying to get their son married and he's never talked to a woman and he's never been allowed to look at one or anything, okay, that's what kind of pisses me off about separated weddings. Personally, me. Like, okay, I get it. Niswan bedhum, the women want to,
Of course. That's
take
another
the hijab
reason.
off and dance and stuff like that. They don't want to dance in front of men. I get that. But at the same time, too, there are men and women that are not allowed to interact. How the hell are they going to know each other, or how the hell are people going to get married if they're not allowed to get, interact? That's one of the things that really pissed me off. The only type of like events and stuff like that happen here. Like community service stuff. Like that's the only time I'm going to be able to meet a Muslim girl or something like that. Other than that, it's going to have to be online dating.
Well, for you,
and even online dating, it's like, okay, why the hell can I not talk to a girl then? Like I've had some, like my dad,
choose your words.
my
watch it. Watch it. Big brother is listening. Big sister, if you will.
Like I understand my dad's concerns that he had about me talking to a girl.
Yes.
And not being at some point, like having done the katabiktab, which is why we tried to do it Sunday. But at the same time, how am I supposed to get married if I don't get to know her? This isn't 1400 years ago where people were just willy-nilly, I like you, you want to get married. Even to all my Muslims, to all the Muslim people that are listening, even the Sahaba sorry, Joe, I didn't mean to kick you out. Even the Sahaba would interact with women more than we do now. They were respectful, but they would still interact with them publicly. They would still see them and talk to them and be comfortable around them or whatever. They didn't shy away and walk a mile the other way if they saw a woman. And some of them would not be shy to say, hey, I like you, I want to get married. Can I talk to your father or something like that?
Can I have your dad's number?
It was so much easier back then. Right now, it's so difficult. It is so hard for people to get married. That's why you have some of those guys, like you were mentioning to me before, that come from overseas and they see this individualistic society.
Do you know exactly?
And they just go rotten.
Do you know exactly what you bastards are doing to your kids? You guys are like pulling them away. It's like if you describe chocolate to a kid and you tell them they're never going to eat it, you know what they're going to do? They're going to die of diabetes from eating chocolate. When the second they see chocolate, they're going to go ham. Yeah. So, astaghfirullah. So,
they're going to go beef.
Yeah, they're going to go beef bacon, okay? What you guys are doing to these kids, and this has happened to me too. Like my mom and dad, they never took me to parties. They never did that. Women, don't you dare talk to a woman. American women will ruin your life. Don't talk to an Arabic woman. Her dad will beat the shit.
I've heard the same.
Her dad will beat the shit out of you. All that. So for me, I hate to admit it, sounds like a pussy, whatever, y'all can judge me. I've developed a low-key psychological fear of women. When women, the first thing psychologically that comes in my head when I look at a woman is danger. Either something bad is going to happen from talking to this woman, or I'm going to have for me, if I don't like going inside your house. I hate it. It's the worst thing in the world because your sisters and your mom have to wear hijab. They're not comfortable in their own house. I can't I don't like talking to them because God forbid I say the wrong thing. They're all going to look at me stupid. Oh, this savage Christian man, whatever. So for me, there is no benefit at all for me to talk to a woman, except that there are mad benefits to talk to a woman. For me, the cons just outweigh the pros because that's the way I've been conditioned my whole life.
I'll let you know right now.
It doesn't. Whatever you say, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to hold the exact same views. But go ahead.
The only difference with my mom and my sisters and stuff like that is that they were raised here. So they do not have a lot of those things. I know, I understand, but at the back of your mind, I just want you to keep that. That they are much more understanding, way more understanding than a lot of Arab you probably know. Because think about it.
I would rather not take the chance. That's just me. Dude, I got dragged out of the street and beaten to shit for being in the same location of a woman. I'm never doing that again. Never. Okay? I might grow out of that one day, but for me, if I see a hijab, I'm ducking, I'm leaving, I'm running.
And you know what? I blame them for that.
It doesn't matter
because
who you blame.
A lot of stuff that is taught culturally is taught by the asai.
I'm 6 years old. What am I doing with this chick?
Exactly. It's like, okay, it's like, if I see my little brother doing something or hanging out with a girl or something like that, I'm gonna, if I see something that disturbs me or something that, I will like, okay, I need to sit him down and I need to talk to him about it. No, like, okay, these guys will beat their child because of this, and the child doesn't understand it.
Of course.
The child does not know why they're getting beaten.
Now, when I'm in a relationship, women like confident men, and I can't be confident around a woman. My first instinct is to walk eggshells around this woman because, God forbid, I say or I do anything, it's over.
You see, the difference between me and you, because we've had similar experiences of, with Asai and stuff like that. And because I'm like my mom's first son.
Of course.
So the way my mom treats my little brother, she learned from the mistakes that she did with me. Which I don't blame her for that.
That's what they always do.
Yeah, I know. Here's the thing. Like, that's one of the things that I feel like is the issue with Arab family households. Arab American, Arab. Doesn't matter. A lot of these families are very unprepared for children.
They're unprepared for families.
It's like when they get married, whenever somebody gets married, it's like, okay, the day of the wedding, 9 months later to the exact date, they're already having a child.
Of course. That was me.
That was me.
Well, no,
literally, if you track my birthday, 9 months, that's when my parents got married.
My mom and dad's anniversary is the 11th of November, and I'm the 2nd.
Yeah, my parents got married in 95.
Not even a year. Get straight to it, son.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, if I want to and you got to think about it too. Not only were they unprepared before they got married, they were also unprepared when, they got pregnant. And when you find out you're pregnant, you have at least 6 to 9 months to prepare. Nobody prepares. Nobody prepares. All they prepare is the room and the bed, whatever. That's it. That's all they think about. They don't think about how they're going to raise the child. They don't know the expectations of how
it's
long
easy.
they're going
to. Just like their mom and dad did.
Exactly. They're going to do it the same way their mom and dad did. They're not going to try to find They're not going to try to find a better avenue. They're not going to try to find a better way of trying to raise the child, or try to take out what was good, what was bad, what worked for them, what didn't work for them, whatever. They're not going to try to assess it. So, it's thoughtless action. It's thoughtless raising of a child. It's easier to hit than to teach. Yeah. Which is why that's Arab culture overseas. It's easier to hit than to teach.
Yeah.
So it's like, to hell with that. That's why I'm not gonna, and to be fair, I mean, I love my parents. And I feel like a lot of the stuff that they taught me about what's right and what's wrong, I feel like it was a mix. Like, my dad taught me some things that were beautiful, and he taught me it in a beautiful way. And my mom did the same thing. But certain things, like, there are a lot of things that were taught that it's like, okay, I know this is bad, or I can feel that this is bad. Here's the thing. When you're a kid, you can feel that something is bad, but you don't understand it.
Of course.
It's not until somebody sits you down and talks to you about it and tells you why it's bad or something like that, that it would start, clicking into your head. Or at the very least, it sticks to your mind, and then when you're older, you start realizing it. No. They're going to hit you.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what the difference, again, the difference between me and you, back to what I was trying to say, the difference between me and you, and that you grew up with that, you started pushing back, or you started avoiding, you know? For me, I started not caring. I was apathetic. I didn't care. So, it's like, okay, certain things, I would just not try to make a scene or anything, but, not talking to women and stuff. Like, of course, I was very shy at first talking to girls and stuff like that.
And then you were ahoy.
Yeah, and then and that kind of set me back because I used to always be that kind of careless. I was always hard headed.
Yeah.
I mean, I still am to this day. But and it's good for certain things. It's bad for certain things. No, don't worry. It's good for certain things. It's bad for certain things. But it's like when I started talking to girls, it kind of set me back. And it's like I started caring again, and I started getting anxious and stuff. And then I had to reteach myself to not care anymore, and just not even be confident. I'm not going to even try. I didn't even try to be confident talking to some of these girls. I just talking to them, just talking, just letting it out. Whatever I'm thinking of, I'll just say it. And it's like, all right, whatever happens, happens. What's the worst that can happen? Some girl will just unmatch me. All right, cool.
Yeah, that was a hard one for me to learn. It took me a long time to learn that one. For me, I mean, because of all that and because of everything that the culture has instilled in me.
Yeah.
You know how like when you talk to somebody you really like, you get those butterflies in your stomach?
Yeah, you get that, anxious.
For me, it's a literal fucking meltdown. Like when I start to realize that I like somebody, it's like, oh my God, not this shit again. Like I could get hit. I could do this. I could do that. My mom and dad are going to hate this chick. She's white. She's black. She's out of whatever. They're going to hate her no matter what.
Yeah.
She's out to ruin your life. Out this, that. I have to walk eggshells. I like you, but I don't feel right. Like for me, like liking somebody or like falling in love with somebody is the biggest like inconvenience and just fear and all this nasty stuff.
Yeah.
And it comes from this, upbringing.
This ada.
And do you know why all you idiot Arabs that like, do you know why you're losing your Arabic women to these white dudes? It's because white dudes don't, they have experience with this kind of shit, and you're raising how
to talk to their women.
You're raising your kids to be angry, don't know how to talk to their women, and they're watching their dad beat the shit out of their mom. So what do? They start beating women. And that's where we get that stereotype. And for me, I don't know. I've had like a few women like joke about that kind of shit, and it pisses me off. I can't do that. Like instantly, that's a trigger in my head. I will block you. I'll never talk to you again. If you like, there's some
joking
shit
about domestic violence.
Yeah, like if you're like, ha ha, like what are you gonna do? Hit me? Because I know that's a stereotype for us, and I will go to jail over something like that.
Yeah.
And I've tried my entire life to be respectful to women. Tried my whole life to be. I can't remember the last time I've touched a woman, hugged a woman, all that. I don't do that at all. And that type of thing, that fear has kept me away from a lot of relationships. But that's just the fear outweighs everything else.
Yeah.
Like if I'm caught behind a door with a chick, God forbid if I'm hugging her, God forbid if I kiss her, God forbid if I touch her, like it's the scariest thing in the world to me, just psychologically, and not breeding it, Jesus. But like getting that out of you is the toughest thing in the world, especially when it's been beaten into you.
You have to actively do it. You have to act like you can't rely on your subconscious. You have to consciously think about it. And, like, okay, I'm going to talk to this girl. I am going to, like, you have to sit yourself down and pep talk yourself.
Doesn't work.
Then,
for me, the fear outweighs that's the first thing that goes over my head. It takes everything else over. It's just fear, like blood-curdling fucking fear. Yeah. So for me, it's over. There's no point. And it's just, boom. It's over. It goes down like a fucking... You know
what my issue was?
What?
Like, I didn't have, like, fear of talking to women that much, other than the, average butterflies.
It's not a fear of talking to women, because that's going to get misconstrued.
The anxiety of
talking. I'm not afraid of talking to the woman.
You're afraid of the relationship.
No, I'm afraid of what happens if I talk to a woman.
I got you.
In my head...
So it always goes to worst case scenario.
As a little kid, it's like Pavlov. It's conditioning. Talking to a woman equals getting dragged into the street and getting beat. And it's happened to me enough times where it instantly brings that back. It's like I'm a dog. I'm conditioned that way. I have to uncondition myself. And it's the most difficult thing in the world. Because you're dealing with My parents love that conditioning. Because for them, it keeps me away from having a kid, keeps me from strange American women, keeps me from all that. So they would rather me keep that. And that's the struggle with Arab American culture. There's stuff that they would rather keep that holds you back in the end.
I would rather my kids know than to scare them. I would rather they understand than to be fearful.
And I didn't grow up like my mom and dad wouldn't nurture friendships with anybody. I didn't get to see any other type of people until I started going to school, till I started driving, till I started going to parties, till I started like seeing shit. Still very early. This is only like 7-8 years compared to 15 years of conditioning,
Yeah.
So it's going to take a really long time. And I didn't want this to be a fucking therapy podcast, okay? I know y'all don't give a shit about anything that goes on with me. But if somebody out there relates to this somehow, then...
This is something highly relatable. I mean, I'm not saying this because it's a podcast or anything.
Yeah.
This is something that every Arab American boy or Arab American man has
to
dealt
deal
with and struggles with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's... And some of these guys either let themselves loose and run away. And I know some people that have done that.
Mad people do that.
And just, cut themselves off from their family and live entirely on their own and just have, fuck bitches, whatever. They do whatever they want now. Muslim regardless.
Yeah.
And they just let themselves loose.
Mm-hmm.
Or they cave in and close and conform to whatever their parents want.
Which is what I did for years.
I was never the one to conform. Again, I was always the hard-headed.
See, for me, this is probably why I'm more angry than you are. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You put your foot down a long time ago. I put my foot down less than a decade ago. I can remember the day I looked in my mirror and I said, you know what? Why me? Why me? Like, I'm tired of this shit. It's over. And I'm still pushing back. I hate this shit. I let myself get trampled on, and I let myself get beat and conditioned and did all this shit, and it's held me back completely. I have no confidence. That's what the Arab shit does. They make you unconfident so that they can continue to control you. No, you're confident. My confidence scares me or scares you. That's awesome. That's amazing. That's what I want. For me, now, it's better for people to fear me and not trample on me than for me to be kind to people and get trampled on. And that's what the Arab culture has done to me.
Yeah.
It's held me back. It's made me a bitch. That's essentially that's the way I've described it. And I hate to, describe it that way.
Yeah.
But it's made me a bitch. And I have to respect all forms of authority, even though they're all pieces of shit. Most of them. Shout out to mom and dad. I love you. I can't talk to women. I can't do this. I can't do that. You have to make your parents happy. That's the one thing. Like, I lived to make my parents happy for a decade and a half.
I won't live to make my parents happy, but I will always be respectful to them.
No,
That's the only difference I have. Because, again, if I'm going to make my parents happy, then I would have already went to Jordan and married a girl.
Exactly.
If I wanted to, yeah. And, if I wanted to satisfy my parents or make them happy, I would have cut my hair when I started growing it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't live to make my parents happy, but I will always be respectful to them.
Mm-hmm.
So if they disagree with me, yes, I understand you disagree with me. I'm sorry that you disagree with me, but I'm not cutting my hair off.
Well,
or I am not going to marry a girl from overseas, or what have you, whatever.
If you don't do your parents' bidding in Arabic culture, you've basically disrespected them. You've disowned them. Stuff like that. That's the way I was raised. That's the way I saw it everywhere I went when I was overseas. Yeah. So to me, if I don't go and I don't be a doctor like my mom and dad say, they might never talk to me again. And that's a reality. A lot of people live. That's a reality. I'm not bullshitting on this. If you don't marry you an Arabic woman, they'll never talk to you again.
Trust me. Here's the thing. Like,
in my family, there's uncles that have married white women that we don't talk to anymore. Not me. I don't have the choice. I never even met them anyway. but they distance themselves. Oh, he married a white woman. It's over. He married a Filipino woman. It's over. He married a black woman. It's over. He married whatever. It's over. Just anyone that you don't make
anyone that's not from your village.
You don't make your parents happy. It's over. So for me, I lived that way my whole life, and then I said, you know what? Fuck what my parents think. You know, like I'm gonna make them happy, or I'm gonna respect them. I'm gonna do all that. But my dad. I don't know. My dad is one of those people. I'm sure there's a lot of Arabic dads like that. They're never happy, no matter what you do. They're always this. They're always that. Like. They say that they're proud of you, but it feels like they only say that
they feel like that you can do better, or they feel like they want to say that.
They
want to say you could do better.
They always find a way to nitpick. No matter what you do, they always find...
Yeah, that's a good word.
They always find something negative. So I'm like, okay, well, you think negatively, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want, because I got held back my entire life for that shit.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's something that was actually taught to me.
Mm-hmm.
Was that I can never make everybody happy, because you cannot make everybody happy. Doesn't matter who it is, and you can't make one person happy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So your goal is not your goal. Like, that's something I realized. My goal in life is not to make other people happy or make one person happy or whatever. I'm not looking to make happiness.
Yeah,
I'll try to make myself happy, sure, but I'll just do what's right.
For me,
I'll do what's right for me. I'll do what's right for them, even if they disagree.
Yeah.
Like, if I feel like there is something right that I need to do for my parents, and my parents disagree, like, for instance, my mom needs to sell her house or something. She doesn't have to.
Yeah.
But for instance, later down the line, you know, we're losing money or something. We need to sell the house. You know, I will tell my mom, hey, we need to sell the house. I need to sell the house for you. You know, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Sell it before any further damages or anything like that, so we don't lose money or whatever, and put it towards something else, get a different house, different mortgage, whatever. You know, if I think that's right and my mom disagrees, then I'm not going to try to make her happy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to make her happy. Okay, yeah, keep the house. So it's all right.
I'm done being a prophet. Astaghfirullah, but you know what I'm talking about. Where, like, I'm done, like, trying to convince people what's right and what's wrong. For me now, I'd rather grab a lawn chair, give me some popcorn, and watch your life go to shit. Because every time I've given people advice or I've tried to, you know, make people happy, I get looked at as a villain. I get looked at like, oh, you're trying to take my freedom. You're looking at me like I'm stupid. Whatever. Unfortunately for me, for you learned this a long time ago. Somebody wise in your life taught you this or whatever. You've been level for a long time. And maybe when I'm 30 or 45 and my heart has given out and I can't get angry anymore.
Okay.
Then I might be just like you. But for now, somebody who has just discovered retaliation and somebody who's had enough and is fed up and upset, that's the way I'm going to be. It's an extreme to an extreme.
You can't do that.
But it's just the way it's happening right now.
The way it is. You cannot do that, though. But let me tell you why.
I know I can't, but I can't help it. Like,
you can't help it, but you should not try to do that.
Oh, I don't try to do this. I mean, I don't like...
You know, if it slips out every once in a while, yeah, for sure, fine. Forgive yourself every once in a while.
Slips out for an hour. When does this shit come out?
I don't know, Wednesdays?
God damn, why is everything terrible? Yes, every Wednesday. It slips out about an hour and 13 minutes every Wednesday. Yeah, we've been going crazy.
Yeah, I'm loving this podcast.
Yeah, let's end this real quick. Yeah.
But what I was going to say...
Yeah, go ahead.
You can't push back to the opposite extreme, because every time somebody pushes back to the like, for instance, you have those guys that come up from overseas, and, you know, Muslim guys, I'm looking at you, respectfully, you know, they come from overseas and they just lose all their morals. Yeah, Arab, America, whatever, all of it's down the drain. You know, and they just, you know, they're gone. That's it. You know, pull up dead after a week, overdosed on heroin or some shit. I don't know.
I'm not going like that. But for me,
no, that's what I'm saying is they went from one extreme to being uber conservative, more than you're supposed to be Muslimly. Like, you know, can't be doing that shit. All the way to the other side, to being overly liberal. like
Yeah.
more than Americans.
Of course.
You know, and,
When you're in a cage for your whole life and somebody frees you, you're gonna go apeshit.
but the thing is, you got to find the balance of the two. You got to find the balance of, okay, where is this conservatism, like, where is it supposed to be at, and where is that liberalism supposed to be at? Like, where's the balance? You can't overly constrict your life, and you can't be too free.
Of course.
I mean, I'm gonna say it. You can't be too free.
You can't, no.
Because, you know, if I'm too free to do whatever I want, then I'll just eat whatever the fuck I want and not fear any health consequences. Everything has consequences. So if you want the best consequences, you need to find the balance in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to get the best of both. You want to get the best of the conservatism. You want to get the best of the liberalism. So I don't know. I'm starting to dissolve my argument.
Yeah. The whole point is, I was forced into being too Arab. I find myself now being more American than I've ever been, and one day maybe I will be Arab American. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Be sure to check out our links in the description on the bottom, and check out our other 2 podcasts. But hey, What Do I Know drops every Monday. Study Hall Pod drops every Friday. It's me. I mean, I don't yell as much in those other podcasts, I don't think.
Do you yell more in this podcast than any other podcast?
Yeah, because I'm mad at these fucking Arabs, man. Nah, but
I thought you'd be like more mad at like Joe Budden or Jay-Z or some shit.
No, I mean, my friends, my hip hop podcast, they don't like me screaming, so I just don't talk that much. I just kind of let them carry it.
Okay.
Which is cool. I might start a podcast where it's like Alex Jones of hip hop, where I'm literally just screaming and veins are blowing out because some idiot put out a trash ass album. If y'all want to see that,
hit the link in the description.
Leave a comment. Hit me up on SMG Sound Network. We'll make something work. In the meantime, Patreon, check that out. The deal is over, but you will still be getting amazing content, whether you are in the $5, the $8 tier, or the $20 tier. $5 gets you bonus content for this podcast. $8 tier gets you bonus content for this podcast and any side gigs we do. If Thoughts, the Feasty Boys.
Hey.
Yeah.
Feasty Boys, we upload every Sunday on TikTok and Instagram.
But for the Patreon, $8 tier will get you B-roll footage. And the B-roll is just as funny, if not funnier, than the A-roll footage. Yeah. I'll tell you that right now.
Everything we couldn't fit in that 1 minute will fit in that B-roll.
For sure. It's like trying to, never mind. I ain't going to say nothing.
Gotta put extra special effects on that shit.
It's like, it's like breaking in.
Nah, I'm gonna save the special. I'm secret to y'all. I'm gonna save the special effects for like the main shit.
Yeah, just give them the uncut shit. Like, make them feel like they're a fan,
If there was ever a joke that I wanted to put in the main one, but that I couldn't, then I'll put it in the B-roll.
some racist shit.
Uncensored, whatever.
Yeah. The $20 tier will get you all 3 podcast content. So that'll be all 3 of the bonus episodes that we do, as well as all 3 side gigs that we do, and any gigs that I do by myself, because I do run the network. So anytime I get any sort of idea, y'all be able to see it.
Word, that's a good deal.
Yeah, man, it'll be a way for us to connect to our fans a little more.
Yeah,
the 3 people that listen to this. I mean, you already talk to your fiance every day.
Yeah,
so
you
don't get shit. Okay. You could pay us $8. I ain't gonna give you nothing. just watch on Jalal's phone. I'll just send him the link. It's like Amanda. Yeah. Amanda paid $5. Like, what are you doing?
It's supporting the thing, man.
It's her show. She can see it for free.
I know. It's like, okay, all right. If you're like a business owner, it's like,
I control the Patreon though. She's giving me $5.
Whatever. I guess she's just really happy.
Anyway,
or maybe she's beta testing it. I don't know.
Shout out to Amanda. I love you.
Hey, Amanda.
Thank you for kickstarting the network. She is the reason that this network exists. So
yeah,
because y'all were
you two are the brain children of this.
No, it's all me.
Huh?
It's all me. She was just the first one that agreed to do a podcast because y'all were some pussies. And then y'all saw it, but hey, what do I know? And then y'all were like, ooh, shit, this podcast shit might work. And I was like, yeah, bitch. I've only been trying to tell y'all for 8 months. It's all good though. Thank you guys so much for listening. I promise. Well, no, I won't promise. Fuck you guys. We may or may not be less angry on the next episode.
The next audio, whatever.
Shout out to his fiance. If you don't want to listen, just listen for 30 seconds. It counts as a listen. Then you can turn the shit off. And Jalal can give you like a fucking cliff notes or something.
No, my baby listens to the whole thing through.
Please, for the love of God, don't listen to this whole thing. Listen to about halfway.
I love you. Listen to the whole thing.
Don't listen to the whole thing.
You give you kisses on the microphone.
Jesus Christ, dude. No, don't do that. No, man,
I'm getting extra head ass on this mic right now.
When y'all get an apartment, she's not gonna let me in that house.
If she already likes the podcast and has listened to all 6 episodes.
We have done nothing but bullshit for 4 episodes. This is the first time where veins are coming out of my head.
Your head's getting all red and shit.
Yeah, dude.
Whatever.
She's gonna be like, "What is this?"
She's heard us rant before. We've ranted before, like not as much as this episode, but
that's what I'm saying. She's gonna be like, "Oh no,
that's what I'm saying.
That boy needs therapy." Thank you guys so much. We will see you guys next week. My salama.
What do you want to name this?
Assalamu alaikum. I don't know, dude. I just think it's some shit. Let's call it
Home on the Rant.
No. This is why you're not in charge of the name of the podcast. Nobody would listen to that shit. Home on the Rant.
Like Home on the Ranch.
Home on the Rant. Nobody's listening to that shit, bro.
Little Rant on the Prairie.
Thank you guys so much for listening up to this point. We will see you guys later. Peace.
What? Oh, bye guys.